onto my nursing experience now. After she was born, she did not have jaundice, thank God. She latched on good. Like, as soon as they put her on me, she popped that thumb in her mouth and she was rooting. She was looking for something other than that thumb. And she latched on good. And I knew more about it. You know, they always told me, you'll feel whenever they're getting something out. Well, I felt it. I was still iffy and overthinking though because of my first experience with my first child. I was like, is she really getting something? I don't want, you know, I was dead set on pumping too, actually. I brought my pumps to the hospital. I pumped after our skin to skin, which was an hour. I pumped so maybe it would speed up the process and I knew she was getting something. And at least done colostrum a little bit, but that's all. So I was trying out everything, and they of course they told me, oh, you don't know if she's getting something. I'm like, honestly, I'm not knowing. Like, I don't know. Like, I really want to nurse though because she's latching great, better than my first one did. After that, I did not pump all that night because I knew she was getting food whenever I got done nursing her, and she had dried milk. And I was like, what is that? And the nurse said, oh, that's her dried milk. And I was like, what? I was like, she's getting something. I was like, oh, I'm so excited. And then I saw some in her mouth. So I was like, oh, she's definitely getting something from me now. I'm producing. My boobs are working. Thank you, Jesus. So I nursed her. And then whenever I got home, she had a favorite. With my first one, my right was the overproducer, and then my left was the slacker. Well, now with my second, my left is the overproducer and vice versa. So she had a favorite one, and I would pump on one side and I would nurse her on the other side. And I would do that after every single feeding or after every other feeding. And for like 2 months, I think. And then I got a lot of supply, which I did not have with my first child. And now I'm still using it for her bottles now, or sippy cups. I stayed engorged, and I did not know. I was confused. I kept looking up, okay, how do I handle this? Do I need to pump and nurse, or pump after every time I finish nursing? And some would say no, some would say yes. I wanted to stash because I wanted to be able to get out still. I think on the 3rd month mark, I stopped pumping as often, only like 2 times a day instead of 6, 5. 2 to 3 times a day. And then like I think 6 months in, I stopped pumping altogether and I just nursed. And then if I wanted to, I would use some storage supply milk for her whenever we're gone. But nursing has been, I would say, 10 times better. At the very beginning, it was hard. Really hard because she was always on me. I would think the same thing with the pumps though, because the pumps were always on me. Felt like I was attached to them, and I was so confused if she was hungry or if she was just on me for attachment, which is okay because that's part of it. And I love our bond. I really enjoyed it. I miss it honestly a little bit, even though I could still be nursing her, but I just wanted to wean her just in case. And it was pretty easy with the weaning. It was hard at first because of me emotionally and stuff, but then she was like, just wasn't looking for my boobs at all. She was just loving the food. If I were to do it again though, if it would be pumping or nursing, of course I would choose nursing. It was different and easier at night because I would just get her, place her on my chest, but it was hard for me to stay up, and I know that's bad. And I know co-sleeping, you know, everybody has their own opinion about that. We didn't exclusively co-sleep or anything, but she would sleep with me. I would wake up and be like, oh, she's still nursing, because I didn't put her back in her bassinet beside me. But I didn't have to get up, warm bottles, had her, and put her in bed with me and nursed. I want to nurse again with my 3rd child, whenever we have it, God willing. That is all. If you've made it this far to the ending, thank you so much. Make sure you comment and let me know. But this was my experience for nursing and pumping. Let me know if you pumped or nursing, or have you ever done formula.